plus the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints we rock. We earn 30 years so you can say we got 3 turns. Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men. We install doubt in you and your yes men. And if the game had vain, we'll insert upheaval the crown. Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing. We're leaving the kings of all crowns. Are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, y'all keep the flow. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Ready, set, steady, back. Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Atlanta Falcons. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Keep running. I got you, boy.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On second down, a run with Breida. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First down, 49ers.
Ready. Check Mike 45. It's just me and you.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
45's the mic. So we got man. Strong left.
They'll drop to throw. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
First down, San Francisco.
Ready. Mike 45. Go. Switch.
On first down, here's Breida. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Second and 9 now. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to pump the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. And that's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think that...
And that's caught inside the 35. That one good for 37 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go band of brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Hey, one set. Check, put up.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Flushed out right. That is incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Yo, kill. 22. Hey, Charlie.
Now back to the ground with Elliott. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
I got him. Mike spot 4. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
And the sense I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
The first carry for Josh Adams. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Mike's 54. Mike's 50. Go.
From the gun on third down, Ryan, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Calvin Ridley, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Looking to throw. Looking deep downfield. And the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Hey, South! 39.
Motion. Right there. 54.
They start on the ground with Allen. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
You got it. You got it.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Back now in Atlanta, 2nd quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it 2nd down and 12. Back now in Atlanta, 2nd quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it 2nd down and 12. on second down. It's Elliott. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Makes it 3rd and 11.
The Falcons on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 11.
Here I come. Here I come. Kill.
From the shotgun, Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson, and they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Now it's Breida, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
And the 49ers first down.
49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Back to throw here. Complete to Jones. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Four receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and sneak it here. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
They come up in an offset eye. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal.
Hey, check motion man. Put your hands on him. Get hands on him.
They'll look to throw here. This is caught. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better, And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
At the 23-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Elliott running right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
It's 3rd down and 12.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Switch.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it. There he goes, right side. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Ah, yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an
names for
interception.
different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
too many syllables.
Yeah. You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Record.
51, Sam.
To throw again, Ryan, and finding the tight end Hooper. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. He sets to fire deep. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Set, ready. Henry. 45. Get that quarterback. And up. Come on.
Running out of the gun here, Breida. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 19-yard line.
Let's get it.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Set, hut, go to base. Check, 45, come on. Coming this way, coming this way.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Solid coverage on the play by Devondre Campbell.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
45, 45.
Back to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down now. It's Adams, and he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. 3rd down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And that's Elliott, complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make this a 2nd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7.
That's it. That's it. Big hit.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Ready, we're waiting. 25. 54.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Hey, watch that. Check, Mike. Hey, check. Mike, 54.
Check.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown.
Get it, boys.
Julio Jones. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we... This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
The Niners take over. Let's go. First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Second and 5.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Check.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Escaping the pressure right. His throw incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. He'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. Well, he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy, that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Check. Crunch.
They'll set up a throw. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now back to throw. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
It's 2nd down.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Boom! That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Badgley able to knock this one through. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now Elliott. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Yeah, every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Play action. It's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This is taken at about the 14. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Tough first half. Used to producing, but with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. They'll look to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
1st down, 49ers.
Here we go. Here we go.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. And the catch made by Hilton. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Out of the shotgun, Breida. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. He'll drop to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. He finds an opening past the 40 and finally taken down at the 44-yard line. 31 yards there and a first down. Looked like they picked a heck of a time to run the counter.
And we've been saying that in this great game of football probably since we started playing. Anytime you get guys thinking you're going to go one way and you hit back the opposite side, there's a great chance it can turn into the type of play we just saw there, a big gainer.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Check 50, check 50. 54, Mike, 54. 11. Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Right there, all day, baby.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
51. Mike 54. Mike 54. Check tight.
Operating from the gun, Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 20-yard line.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Ryan now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Ready, blue 80. 54, Mike. Heavy on the edges,
It's a give to Adams out of the shotgun. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. The 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down.
Hey, wahoo!
From the shotgun, Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. A good decision in the end to pull it and run. Gets him 9 yards and a first.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up first and goal inside the 10.
Ryan. That one complete. Elliott. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time. Second and goal. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
On third and goal, Ryan. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
36.
They're going to look to throw. They'll set up a screen for Breida. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. Now, that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Now a give coming right is Breida. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, San Francisco.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Rush in.
Here's Breida. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Niners on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking the Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point kicker. Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Ryan now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Elliott, and an alley to run. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Right there. 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Let him go.
They run on second down with Adams. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a third down.
Blue 80, blue 80.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
20, 20.
Big edge. Come. Kill.
General West.
Now Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on the... And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Rashawn Gary in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
You gotta get moving, man. Man moving. You gotta get that. 49ers and Mike.
Back to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Alert 3. Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. 3 buzz. Under 10. 10.
The drive starts with a handoff to Adams. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd and 1 situation.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Ready, Mike 25.
Check. Watch 54.
Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The Niners take over.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Good track. Go, go. If you kill it, motion now.
2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. But now it'll be 3rd down. They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, that was a game-saving play.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Here as he's taken down. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him, do some different things so they can't just rely 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula's not working right now.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
They'll run on 1st down. Elliott. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Again, it's Elliott. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Gun. Hey, exit. What we got? Watch the safety creep. Check 37.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This from 54 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that'll make this a 7-point game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. He'll have a first down past the 40. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. It was Duke Dawson on the tackle, the second-round pick in 2018. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On second down, a run with Breida. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Mike, 45. Out here all day. Out here all day. Spawn. No, it's free.
They'll look to throw. That'll be complete to Breida.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go with Johnson. And he's taken down inside the 30. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10, being chased out left. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Trying to squeeze it in there at this stage of the game. You got to take some chances. Nice job to knock it away, though.
You're so right. Understanding where they are in the game, you got to take that opportunity and maybe thread the needle. Unable to get it done there.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Back to throw. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. They were moving the ball well early in the drive, but now it's 4th down. 3 straight incompletions all of a sudden could be their final play.
And with that type of pressure, how are they going to handle it? What do you call in this situation? Personally, I got to give the ball to my best player with the play he likes to run best.
He'll look to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
Ready up. Check 45.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it. Go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now. Have the momentum. Go ahead and get it done.
So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one. To ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Got it. Hey, Echo.
56, Mike, 56.
Know your job.
Check nickel.
Ryan to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime, obviously a touchdown to win.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. They go to Elliott again. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Elliott on first down, going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Hey, Tuesday.
First throw in overtime now for Ryan. Complete to Jones. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down. And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you've thrown 3 picks during the game, you might craft your play calling to be a little more careful. Not in this case. The green light is still on for him.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Let's go.
Ready.
Mike. Check. Watch 54. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. Kill. Turn up.
Check.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4. Watch the slant.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that's Elliott, complete. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll make it second down. Back-to-back completions, and that puts them in enemy territory.
And we're always looking for that elusive term, momentum, aren't we? And I think they're building it with the back-to-back completions. Now they feel like they can either take a shot or continue to build it the way that they're doing now. Safe throws, get it to their playmakers, and see what happens.
Quick throw from Ryan here to Ridley. The 30. 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Ready. Back 25.
54. Mike, 54. Push him back.
Hey, 59. Ready.
Right there.
Ready, set.
On the ground, right side, it's Adams. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
2 yards. It's now 3rd and 15.
Third and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction.
Check.
Hey, South.
Let's go.
Hey, Delta.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. Oh, so close, but incomplete. Could have been a big turnover in overtime if he'd held on. Instead, though, it's 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter on for a very important punt here in overtime. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. They'll toss it to Breida. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
For those who watch the game and want to question the courage of the guys who play on the corner, how about when you see a toss sweep coming your way, yet you still go into the backfield, get past the blockers, and make the tackle? That's big league.
Here we go. Hey, hold on.
Yeah, let's get set lunch.
2nd and 15. They'll buy some time right. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. A gain there of 21 yards. On first down, here's Breida. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. And he got it! The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for the Falcons, their very slim playoff hopes get a boost as they move to 5-7. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.